If you only ever watch one investing video, make it this one, because this is going to be an absolute investing masterclass covering index funds, individual stocks, dividends, property, REITs, literally everything, and giving you a simple framework that actually connects it all together. And by the end of this video, you'll understand what each investment is designed to do, how it can build you wealth or generate income, and how to choose an approach that actually fits your goals. And this is coming from a former investing advisor who used to work at a major bank in the UK. So in this video, I'm going to give you a clear framework without wasting your time or any unnecessary complexity. Now, the first question is not, Atif, which investment should I buy? The first question is, what do I actually want my money to do? Because most investments are designed to do one of two things. They can either grow your money or they can generate you income. And those are two different jobs. So for example, you might have a global index fund designed for long-term growth and diversification. And you can also have a bond that is used for income and stability. And if you don't know what those two things are, don't worry, because we're about to cover that in a few minutes. But the big mistake that everyone makes is treating every investment as if it has the same purpose. It does not, because if you're searching for one perfect investment that provides high growth, high income, low risk, and complete control at the same time, that investment does not exist. When it comes to investing, and you need to understand this, every potential reward has a potential trade-off. So more growth usually means more uncertainty, and more income may mean less growth or greater exposure to a particular sector. So the goal is not to find a perfect investment, the goal is to understand the trade-offs clearly enough to make a sensible decision. Now, when most people hear the word investing, they immediately think about stock, and that makes sense because stocks give you ownership in a real business. And when you buy a stock, you are buying ownership in a real company that has customers, expenses, employees, and a strategy behind it. And if that business grows and becomes more valuable, your investment will grow with it. And that is the basic reason why people invest in stock. They want their money to participate in the growth of the business and the wider economy instead of it sitting purely in just cash. And when you just have cash in the bank account, inflation will slowly reduce the purchasing power of the money that you have in the bank. And this is where many beginners go wrong. They rush into it, they see a stock rising and assume that it must continue to rise. They hear a price target from somebody online and they buy a company because of a new technology startup. Or even worse, they assume that a $5 stock is cheaper than a $500 stock. It is not. The price of a share tells you nothing without understanding the underlying business behind it. A $5 stock can be extremely expensive if the business is weak or the valuation is unrealistic. And a $500 company can be reasonably valued if it produces strong profits and has a durable business model. The important question is not, hey Atif, how much does this stock cost? The important question is, what am I actually buying? Why should I buy this business, and will it become more valuable over time? Now, as a former investing advisor, the first thing I would always do whenever I'm advising a client is ask them, but what is your goal when it comes to investing? And like I said, there's really two things that you can do when it comes to investing. You can either grow your capital or you can have your portfolio generate you passive income. So I'll give you an example. You might be like, hey Atif, I want $500,000 in investment in the next 15 years that I can use to pay off my mortgage and slowly sell off and retire on, right? That might be your goal. Or you might be like, hey Atif, I'm earning $3,000 a month at my 9-to-5 job. In 10 years time, I want $3,000 every single month coming in via my investments. Those are two people with very specific goals. So you need to decide which one do you want to be. Do you want capital appreciation? Do you want a big lump sum that you can retire off or that you can use to pay off your mortgage? Or do you want regular passive income coming in? And the big mistake that most people do is they try and merge them together, and what they get is the worst of both. They get very small capital appreciation and they get very small passive income. Now, you absolutely and you should have a portfolio doing both, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. Now, the key to successful investing is having a portfolio, one that's dedicated towards growth and one that's dedicated towards income. So let's assume that you want growth. You want a big portfolio that you can use to retire off and pay your mortgage off. So how do you actually go about doing it? And this is where so many people go wrong. Instead, what they do is they buy a random stock, or they buy Nvidia or whatever the biggest stock is, hoping and praying that it goes up. Instead, what you want to do is you want to buy an index fund. And when I say index fund, most people immediately assume the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 is the 500 biggest companies in the US, and it's absolutely an index fund. Now, should that be the index fund that you invest in? I would say, as a former investing advisor, you should not. And you're probably thinking, oh Atif, all I hear about is the S&P 500. Well, instead, what I would recommend is a global stock market index fund. What this is you own the entire world stock market, right? Not just one country, you own the entire world stock market. Now, you might be wondering, okay Atif, why don't I just invest in the S&P 500? Now, this is the key point. 100 years ago, Britain, the country I live in, was the richest country in the world and by far the most powerful. Now it's the US, and it's been the US for a lot of decades. Who knows who it's going to be in 100 years time, or who knows what big country or what, emerging market it's going to be in 20 years time. Do not put all your life savings into just one country, when instead you can own the world stock market, which includes a huge portion of the S&P 500 and the whole US market. And if this sounds like you, if you've got a mortgage, you've got a kid, you've got a busy 9 to 5 job, and you just want the easiest hands-off way of reliably investing, I honestly believe a global stock market index fund is the best approach for growing your capital over time. Now, if you've been enjoying this video so far, which you should be, make sure you like and subscribe, and in the pinned comment down below, you're going to see a link to my free newsletter, which I built dedicated purely to helping you become financially free. So go check it out in the pinned comment down below, completely free, and when you join, you'll get 4 great newsletters a week written personally by your boy Atif Hussain. So go check it out in the pinned comment down below. Okay, so now you know that if you want a big lump sum to retire off one day, your best approach is a global stock market index fund. But let's suppose you're on the other side of the fence. You're like, hey Atif, I want some passive income. I'm earning $4,000 a month at my 9 to 5 job. I'm 40 years old, and at 50, I want to be earning $4,000 a month via my investment. How can I do that? Now, there are a few ways of doing it. The first is dividend investing, which I absolutely love, and is how I started all the way back in November 2020 when I got my first stock. A dividend is when you own a piece of a company and they will pay you a portion of the profits every 3 months. That's just how businesses work. They don't pay monthly, they pay every 3 months or quarter. Now, it's important to understand there is an opportunity cost when it comes to dividends, right? Because if a company is paying out dividends, they're not using that money to invest back in a company. Now, remember how I said if you combine both growth and income together, you get the worst of both approaches, and this is why. Now, if a company is paying big dividends to its shareholders like me and you, that's great news. We're making a lot of money every single month or every single quarter. However, the company itself is not growing as fast as it could be. This is why I said make sure you have a portfolio dedicated towards growth and a portfolio dedicated towards purely income. Now, the best companies for dividends are big companies, big established companies like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, real estate companies, which we'll talk about in a minute. Just any big established company that really, like, take Coca-Cola for example, they can't really grow much more. They can slowly grow over time, but they're not going to have, double their company size in 5 years. They're too big already. So what these companies do is they have so much profits, they have nothing they can really do with it. They pass it out to their shareholders. So that is what you want. Whereas if you've got a company like Tesla or SpaceX that's aggressively growing, or Amazon even, you don't want them paying out big dividends because that money could be used to grow the company. So really important that you understand that. Now, you might be wondering, okay, Tiff, how do we go about doing this? And you've maybe heard of dividend yield. Now, a dividend yield will be a certain percentage of a company's stock price. So let's say a company is worth $100 and it pays you a 10% dividend yield. That means every year you will get $10 in profit or from dividend. Now, dividend investing is not some miracle that's going to make you rich overnight. The reality is you need a lot of money and you really need compounding to do the heavy lifting. Now, I don't think anyone has ever explained the difference between being rich and being wealthy, so this is super important. Being rich is how much you earn. Being wealthy is how much you own. Now, when it comes to investing is all about wealth, right? Investing is all about ownership. Whereas your 9 to 5 job or your business, that's all about riches. That's all about how much you earn. So you could have someone who's really rich, let's say a footballer or, a big sports celebrity or whatever, making millions of dollars every single month, but they're partying and wasting the money. They don't own any assets, and when they're 40 years old and they can no longer compete, they go broke and lose everything because they don't own anything. You could have a business owner whose company's worth $100 million. On paper, he hasn't sold it, but on paper it's worth $100 million, and he earns $100,000 a year in cash. He has no other investments. All his wealth is tied up in his business. That person is wealthy but isn't rich. So you can be rich and not wealthy, and similarly you can also be wealthy and not rich. So it's important that you understand the difference between the two. So when it comes to investing, we're purely focused on wealth, side hustles, business, all that good stuff, trading. That's all about increasing your income, which we have other videos on the channel for that. Now, how do you invest in dividends? You want exposure to the whole world's dividend stock. And the reason why you want this, you might be an American or you might just want to invest in the US. The US is really good for growth, right? It's really good for capital appreciation. However, there are other countries that are amazing for dividends. So my home country, the UK, for example, dividends from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% is very common and very reliable too. Whereas for American companies, dividends are usually 2, 3, 4, 5%. However, the capital appreciation is amazing. And again, you can probably tell why Atif, former investing advisor, is telling you split the portfolio that you have into two. One focus on growth, one focus on income. And just imagine how easy your life would be if you put $100 a month, one into a global stock market index fund and one into a global dividend index fund. That's all you had to do. And of course, ideally, the more money you can put in, the better and better. Yes, investing can be that simple. Now, I did promise you an investing masterclass, so let's talk quickly about property. Now, real estate has made more millionaires than any other vehicle in history. And the great part about property is when it comes to income, nothing beats real estate. Now, when it comes to property, if you're starting starting out, the best way to do it is something called buy, refurbish, refinance. Now, this might be different depending on where you live. In the UK, that's what it's called. What this really is you want to buy the worst house on the best street, right? So you want a really good neighborhood in a great area, lots of transportation in a major city. It's got nice schools, all that good stuff. And you want to buy the worst house, the absolute ugliest, miserable house there. And you might be wondering, Atif, why the hell would I do that? The whole point is you want to buy the worst house on the best street, and then you want to hire a team of builders or plumbers or whatever to fix the house up. And then that house is now a really good house on a really good street. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to buy a house for cheap, let's say $50,000, and do $20,000 worth of work. But now, because this house is on a really good street, the house is now worth $120,000. So what this means is you bought a house for $50,000, it's now worth $120,000. Now, ignore the numbers, right? It might not sound realistic or whatever. You might be thinking, oh, I live in London, the house is $500,000. Doesn't matter, right? Just focus on the logic. Now, what this allows you to do is this allows you to go to the bank, and I know this because I worked in the mortgages department in my previous 9-to-5 job. Is you can go to the bank and you can say, hey, this house that I bought for $50K, it's now worth $120,000. So go look at all this nice work that I've done to it. What that allows you to do is it allows you to pull 80% of the $120,000 valuation out of the property, which is $90,000 in cash. Now, if you remember, you bought the house for $50K, you did $20K worth of fixes. Now you've got $90K from the bank. That gives you $20K worth of profit just from that house. So if you do that right, you can get paid for buying a house. And I know that's very complex. And again, your boy Atif knows what he's talking about, right? So make sure you like and subscribe. You won't see that anywhere else. I can make a video on this because that is a very, very high level thing that I just told you. So if you understood that, congratulations. But this is how, and maybe you've heard of these guys who quickly build up property portfolios. They get 100 houses in 5 years. And you think, how the hell do they do that? That's how they do it. They buy a terrible house on a great neighborhood, they fix it up, they remortgage it, and they use that remortgage deposit to buy another house, and they fix it up, and they rinse and repeat, and then before they know it, they've got 100 houses, and then they can pay off the mortgages, and they're making $10,000 a month in passive income, which is the dream, right? That's the dream. Now, that's an amazing strategy, but it requires, like I said, $50,000 or whatever, how much upfront, a lot of money upfront. So a lot of people don't have that, and they think, okay, Tiff, I love real estate, I want that passive income. What do I do? Luckily, God invented REITs, which is a real estate investment trust. And what this is, it's a property company listed on the stock market. So anyone, including me and you, we can just invest and buy these companies. And when you buy these companies, you buy a company that owns real estate, and it's a legal structure, meaning that they have to pay out 90% of their profits in dividends to me and you. So you can get REITs that pay 10% dividends comfortably and reliably in the US, in the UK, and wherever you live. So REITs are an amazing way to get into property and get that passive income for your income portfolio if you don't have the money up front for property. So when it comes to investing, this is literally all you need to do. You need to ask yourself, do I want income or do I want growth? And ideally you should want both, but in the beginning you want to prioritize one or the other. And then let's say you want income. What you want to do is you want to buy a global dividend index fund or buy property using the strategy that we just talked about. And if you want capital appreciation, if you want a big lump sum to retire off and pay off your mortgage and build generational wealth, you want to buy a global index fund. And this is where things get really, really interesting. You could have a global index fund, let's say worth $100,000, and you can borrow against that index fund, let's say $25,000, pull that out and use that as a deposit to buy another house. And then you can do that strategy that I just talked about, that buy, refurbish, refinance, to aggressively build up a property portfolio. You can tell, hey, look, you can tell Atif knows what he's talking about. So if you like videos like this, make sure you like and subscribe, and check out this video on screen now where I show you how you can retire early with this aggressive investing strategy.